As expected of my senior, that was awesome! My life is now complete.
Before joining Daybreak Squadron, Gray had always been your fan.
That kid knows every story about the Astral Express like the back of his hand. And he's always looked up to you as his role model. Even as his leader, I'm nowhere near as important to him as you are. Huh, what an amazing battle! Well, more than beating you, we were hoping Gray would leave a lasting impression on you. After all, being remembered by their idol is the highest form of praise for a fan, isn't it?
Oh, you bet. Besides my senior. My teammates in the Daybreak Squadron are the ones I trust the most.
It's a shame, though. If she really could become the 5th member of our team, our recognition would rise even further. After all, many people still think we're just playing hero.
That's only because we haven't done anything truly heroic yet.
Don't worry. Given the state of Duo-Mention City, a mind-blowing crisis is bound to happen sooner or later, and that's when we'll get our chance to shine! Ha-ha!
Yeah, just yesterday, I rescued 5 people from a gas explosion. Hope they recover soon, and spread the word about how awesome Daybreak Squadron is!
There you go again. Casually saying the strangest thing, like the Astral Express. We don't need to act to prove something so long as we stay true to our own path. Sooner or later, Daybreak Squadron will be recognized by everyone.
Silly you! Is the Astral Express all you ever think about? Why don't you just go join the Express as one of the Nameless?
Come on, don't make fun of me. I'm still just a rookie. How could I possibly be worthy of boarding the Express and fighting alongside seasoned veterans?
Anyone who perseveres in their own life is a hero indeed.
Thanks for your guidance, Trailblazer. And lastly, I wonder if you could take a picture with the rest of us.
Trailblazer, please, take a photo together with us!
Whoa! My senior's so close to me that my heart's beating like crazy.
3, 2, 1.
Darkness wanes, and dawn awakens! The Daybreak Squadron arises!
Time's about up. We should meet with Madame Pearl now. Oh, right. Want to say goodbye to your big fan before we go?
Blue, yellow! You guys were amazing back there! If we record this for promo material, we'll definitely get a ton of new followers!
If only we could have beaten the Nameless! Oh, we were actually so close during that Megatron fight!
What are you talking about? There's no way we could have beaten the Trailblazer.
Well, it's not entirely impossible, I'd say. Ever since I converted, I feel like both my mind and body have become so much lighter. Gray, you really should join us and do the same.
Gray, being a masked hero means facing all kinds of dangers. You definitely feel pretty bad if you couldn't contribute your strength to the team when we needed you the most. Oh, looks like your idol's here to see you. We'll wait for you backstage. Gray?
Senior? Me? I'm fine. Totally fine. It was no surprise that you took us down without breaking a sweat. It's me. I'm just too weak. I'm always hesitant, whether in combat or dealing with life. Even though I know I can never become an amazing hero like you, I've always been trying my best to get closer to being like you. It's a bit embarrassing to admit, but no one ever taught me the principles of how to live and behave growing up. I dropped out of high school pretty early and started hanging out with street gangs. Every time I threw a punch to intimidate someone, I thought I was being a hero. But when I saw how scared those people were, I had this nagging feeling that maybe I was doing something wrong. Later, when I read about the Astral Express story online and learned about your legendary deeds, I finally understood what it meant to be a true hero. Looking back at how immature and awful I was, I made up my mind to leave my old organization. Now I too have a chance to become a hero like you. Together, with my brothers and sisters in the Daybreak Squadron, I can bring happy smiles to the residents of Plain Arcadia and protect them whenever danger appears. But I'm just too weak. I don't have the immense strength like the Express Nameless. I don't even have any special talents. Maybe I've chosen a path that doesn't really work for me.
I don't want to give you empty platitudes about humans triumphing over fate. But I do believe that while kindness isn't something you can learn, strength is something you can acquire. Your desire to fight for those around you, and your wish to bring smiles to others, that's your greatest strength.
Thank you, Trailblazer. Thanks for listening to my ramblings. Could you please sign that famous line? That's the one! That's exactly it!
Rules are boundaries. And anyone who pushes beyond those boundaries becomes, in a sense, one of the nameless.
I'll remember today for the rest of my life. Goodbye, Trailblazer. I hope by the next time we meet, I'll be a true hero just like you.
Well, that about wraps up today's tour. After seeing everything, what do you think? You're only realizing that now. That's your greatest advantage in joining the Phantom Moon Games. A story that's already spread far and wide. Indeed, rather than the power to rule this world directly, that individual draws even greater strength from Parallax. The stories and dreams spun by this enterprise are capable of steering the future of Plain Arcadia and of serving as the cradle for new Imaginae. Madame Pearl is waiting for you at the top of this building to discuss matters regarding the Phantom Moon Games. Let me give you a little reminder. The rules of Phantom Moon Games have never required any competition between supplicants. As an IPC employee, I've said far too much. Your friends are waiting for you in the hall. You should go meet up with them. Don't keep them waiting too long.
I feel like Mechatrons with caddies would really take
Over here! Over here! Mr. Yang and I watched the whole thing on the screen. Not only did you assemble the Mechatron and give autographs to your fan, but you also got to live out your superhero fantasy. Did you have fun? Mr. Yang's looking at you with such loving eyes, like a parent watching a kid riding on a carousel at an amusement park.
Indeed. Seeing her so happy reminds me of my younger self. Those were the days.
What are you talking about? Mr. Yang, you're still as young as ever. Oh, right. We've been wandering around here for ages and seen everything there is to see. What's this Madame Pearl really up to?
I understand everything she wanted to show us. There are just a few questions I'd like to confirm with Miss Nyalux.
Miss Nyalux? Wait, where did she go?
Ah, there you all are. We've been looking everywhere for you. The Secretary's office sent Agent Feld here to keep you company while you wait, but he said he couldn't find any of you.
Wait, if Mr. Feld is the one who's supposed to meet us, then who is Miss Nyalux?
Miss Nyalux? Who?
Agent Nyalux, an IPC ranking P30 who works at Perlux Corp's Imagenesis Technology Department.
P30? Imagenesis Technology Department? Since when did Perlux Corp have an Imagenesis Technology Department?
Could she be some kind of corporate spy who snuck into the building? Oh, this is a real mess. What are those security guards even doing? Distinguished guests, are you hurt? Or did she trick you into giving her money or anything like that?
This lady seemed totally legit. She smoothly guided us around the place like a pro. I thought she was one of your people.
I need to report this to security right away. She can't have gone far. Let's catch her in the act.
Thank you for your help. Astral Express crew, Madame Pearl has been waiting for quite some time. If it's convenient, shall we head out now? Please inform Madame Pearl that the 3 guests from the Express will arrive shortly.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Perlux Corp. The Megatron production line can be hazardous.
Dear guests, please take this elevator straight to the top floor.
is what exploring the cosmos is all about.
Pearl demonstrated the full process of creating a Mechatron army, based on what I saw.
Hello, guests from the Astral Express. Nice to see you again.
Thank you for your gracious hospitality, Madam Pearl.
I understand there was a minor incident in the lower lobby involving someone impersonating a Pearl Lux employee. I hope it didn't spoil your enjoyment.
We're fine. Don't worry about us. But how are things with you? Did you lose any valuable tech? Blueprints? Or top secret information?
No, Pearl Lux's data firewall remains untouched, and all assets under security network surveillance are intact. The only change is an additional expense claim under my employee ID. Never mind. I can make a preliminary assessment that this was the result of someone's momentary impulse. Lately, mishaps have been piling up, like dark clouds before a downpour, casting shadows of uncertainty over my plans.
Could you be referring to the Herald of Death?
33 citizens were found dead in the Dovebrook district. In addition, an IPC specialist assigned to negotiate the purchase of a Mask of Elation died in an unexpected incident. This party has made overt threats to public order and is clearly challenging the IPC. My intuition tells me this is only the beginning. Managing capital and managing a corporation share one thing in common. That is, an aversion to risk and a pursuit of stability. And I bear both responsibilities. As the executive officer of Plain Arcadia, I bear an inescapable responsibility for the safety of this world. As one of the 10 Stonehearts, I hope to bring the Phantasmoon Games to a swift and safe conclusion. Rather than staging another dangerous battle, like what happened at Graphia Academy, I hope the supplicants can show the people of this world miracles of joy and happiness, instead of sorrow and rage during the Phantasmoon Games. Therefore, I'd like to hear what the Express wants from all this. Please, tell me. What's your ultimate goal for joining the Phantasmoon Games?
You mentioned earlier that you wanted to talk about the Phantasmoon Games with me?
I'd like to talk about our ultimate goal for participating in the Phantasmoon Games.
Got something in mind?
I think the rules and rewards for the Phantasmoon Games are a little too vague.
That's exactly what I thought when I joined the games 15 years ago. These games allow supplicants to do anything, good or evil. As a result, everything that unfolds in the course of these games exists beyond control. What's more vague is what can winners do when they share the power of the elation. According to legends and historical records from Ahatopia, victors typically first witness the manifestation of Aha themselves. They listen to the victor's wishes and grant them permission to use their power. And the applications of this power seem to be boundlessly vast. When faced with countless choices, the situation becomes even more thorny than having no choice at all. Sometimes I wonder, If we had agreed to become the leader of the Anti-Destruction Alliance, how would this trip have turned out?
If I win, I'll give up sharing Aha's power and ask them to be the leader of the Anti-Destruction Alliance.
That's such a hilarious idea. I can totally picture it. I get it. That's actually a brilliant idea. To begin with, this is far more meaningful than taking up a god's authority and squandering it freely for a single minute. Secondly, placing an Eon on the righteous cause of opposing the universe's greatest threat is something neither the IPC nor the god itself could reasonably object to. Finally, this would also help us avoid the risk we currently face. Cooperating with the IPC while remaining wary of being drawn into its ambitions during the operation of the Anti-Destruction Alliance. If we handle the negotiations well, perhaps Aha could stand behind the Astral Express. Just like our cooperation with the Xianzhou, where we could maintain distance from one another while offering support from afar. The only question is, will Aha agree?
Don't worry about that. From what I know about them, they'll agree. What kind of god of games would they be if they broke their own rules? Besides, they still owe the Express a debt. This is their IOU for the Express debt from when they were traveling with Akavili, complete with their signature and seal. Passenger, use this to blackmail them. That one will definitely give in to your demands. Probably.
So, you're saying you want Aha to take on the leadership of the Anti-Destruction Alliance? Logical extrapolation. Failed. Success rate indeterminable. This peculiar proposal nearly brought my thought process to a halt. This request is far too lacking in structure, yet within an irrational context, it seems to conceal a certain kind of logic. If the universe is the master of Elation's playground, then they should do something about this playground that's about to be destroyed. As expected of the Trailblazer, your thinking is so out of the box. I've learned something today. However, I don't think you stand much of a chance in the games. I've joined as a supplicant. This is an age-old question. Do Intellitrons possess a soul? The mask responded to me, which means the Elation has acknowledged that Intellitrons also have the potential to seek pleasure. And I am perhaps the first Intellitron supplicant in the history of the Phantasmoon games.
A Plain Arcadia's administrator is a supplicant?
At the same time, she has at her disposal assets of staggering magnitude. Perlux Corp among them.
With money and power on her side, wouldn't her chances of success be way higher than ours?
As I previously proposed to Miss Himiko, I'm willing to cooperate with the Astral Express to ensure the smooth progression of the Phantasmoon games.
But the Astral Express isn't your only partner, is it?
I have 2 other allies. However, you all are my most promising ones. Once the Astral Express joins, it will maximize the safety and success of this Ionic game, and I will do everything in my power to fulfill my partner's wishes within that limited minute.
As we told you before, our strategy is to become a sail, advance and retreat together. The Astral Express is not a lone supplicant, since we have our own allies in the games.
An ally like Sparksy? It's true that you defeated her and took her mask, but given her typical decision-making style, Sparksy isn't exactly what you'd call a reliable ally. Hypothesis. The Sinwish Syndicate's missing mask. I thought it fell into the Cienjo's hands. Don't tell me. Yao Guang gave it to you guys?
That's right. 3 against 3. We're tied at the moment.
With this new variable in play, I'll have to adjust my extrapolations. But the conclusion seems unchanged. After all, as the administrator of this world, I have the natural advantage in resources.
An IPC senior executive, Plain Arcadia's administrator, a member of the 10 Stonehearts, joining the games personally. It certainly has an intimidating ring to it. But when you think about it, isn't this identity precisely the greatest burden Madame Pearl has to overcome?
She's right. Your identity is far too sensitive. You want to control these games and end it safely and quickly. But Plain Arcadia's citizens might not see it this way. All they see is the all-powerful IPC and an influential executive pulling all the strings. Your every action will be scrutinized twice over.
A sharp observation, I must say. Quite impressive.
But I do not believe you yourself would overlook this. Madame Pearl, what is it that you seek to obtain from the Phantasmoon games at any cost?
What I seek is a treasure lost to this world's history. I want to recreate Graphia's divine art of imagenesis.
Does that have something to do with painting?
Hard to believe, no? My birth originated from the theme assigned by the celestial differentiator of planet Scrulum. Art. At first, I was nothing more than a machine that imitated human paintings. For an Intellitron, generating works of art is no great challenge. Day after day, I studied. Day after day, I exhausted every possibility. I could instantly analyze the proportional structure and pigment composition of any painting. I could precisely reproduce every pixel of Graphia's masterpieces. Yet I could not create as she did. Graphia's ultimate creation was establishing the world in canvas at the end of the Phantasmoon games. I want to understand her thoughts at that moment and touch the essence of creation.
Is this your personal pursuit? Or the IPC's demands on this world?
Both. The IPC's point of view is far more pragmatic. The world in canvas is a dimension that can shield us from the Antimatter Legion's warfare, and they've always been eager to master this technology.
Unfortunately, it seems we can't convince each other to back out for now.
Then, I have another proposal. Why don't we shift our perspective and turn our attention to those 2 supplicants who haven't surfaced yet? These 2 individuals' objectives are unclear, and their abilities remain a mystery. If left unchecked, we might see a repeat of the Herald of Death tragedy. I have a cooperation proposal that could help us gather intelligence on them, and I'm willing to share this piece of information with you all. A tiny sliver of your reputation before we move on to the details of our cooperation. Would you like to take a short break and have some tea to wet your whistles? Or shall we continue? I was thinking of having Perlux Corp host an expo for the Astral Express. As for the name, how about Star Rail Fest?
Star Rail Fest? You mean hosting a Fluffy Across the Blue convention?
Correct, but not entirely. The Fluffy is well known in this world, so it's a good collaboration element. But what I want is an unprecedented Astral Express exhibition. with the Fluffy being just a small part of it. The real stars of this grand event will be you, the Express crew. You'll be there in person to meet the people of this world.
Are you trying to use this exhibition to lure those two unidentified supplicants out of hiding?
Huh? What if they're up to no good? Won't that just make us walking targets?
There are many ways to take the lead afterward. I'm less concerned about the progress than about the unknown risks our plan might face. Together, we can create a miracle for all to witness in Arcadia devoted to the legends of heroes. I'll also get Full Wish TV and other mainstream media outlets involved for promotional cooperation. And in return, Wish power will flow to you. Of this, I have no doubt. A wise choice. Before the Star Rail Fest officially begins, I have one more favor to ask of you all. I'd like the Express crew to pay a visit to Blurry QR Colt, the original author of Fluffy Across the Blue.
Doesn't Perlux own the rights to the Fluffy?
Since their debut, this author has remained anonymous, never revealing their true identity in public. But if the real-life inspiration behind the story were to pay them a personal visit, it would surely be a great honor, and likely persuade them to attend a signing, stoking the excitement even further. Now that we've reached an agreement, I'll leave it in your capable hands. By the way, before you leave, please accept this small gift as a memento of our first collaboration. I've studied in detail the records of my colleagues' interactions with partners in Penacony, and I was particularly inspired by Aventurine's technique of giving small gifts that symbolize good fortune. So please, keep this chip with you as a symbol of good fortune for our future cooperation. Take care, everyone.
Well, we'll be on our way then.
As your private detective, I must warn you that a grand exhibition of unprecedented scale would make for a perfect opportunity to reenact the blood-stained games.
I understand. That's why I have a mission for you. Protect the Nameless at Star Rail Fest.
You actually think they would need my protection with their strength? Don't tell me your extrapolations predict even bigger trouble ahead.
Hidden beneath each extrapolation, tiny signals of unease keep bubbling up to my thought interface. I must be thoroughly prepared for whatever may come. Now that you've taken up the mask, let's talk about payment. What do you want? The same as always? Money?
Before we talk about payment, let's discuss the Herald of Death. Although the Department of Aberration Defense sealed and destroyed all records of the Bloodstained Games, I still managed to uncover some unusual leads. After the Herald of Death incident, the victims' families collectively received compensation so massive it could fill any gaping wound. So, I figured, maybe we could find some leads by looking into official Plain Arcadia expenditures. But here's the interesting part. This item was nowhere to be found in that year's public financial report. Care to guess whose books this money went through? It was you, the omnipresent IPC. To be precise, it was the IPC's technology department that paid this astronomical compensation. Why would a lethal incident on some minor frontier planet cause IPC scientists to hemorrhage funding? Don't tell me they're moonlighting as philanthropists on top of their research work.
Following the usual human drama tropes, am I supposed to give you a round of applause now? Being able to dig up all this information really shows your connections and capabilities, Detective Ashvale.
In movies, big shot like you would usually raise a hand right about now, revealing the dark muzzle of a gun. I'm afraid you've learned too much. And bang! That's when the gun goes off. And I, the poor sap who uncovered the truth, am supposed to bite the dust.
Sorry, my hand is on the checkbook and unavailable. Mr. Ashvale, tell me, how many zeros would you like to see on that check for our cooperation?
It's not about the money.
Indeed, money isn't the issue. 100 million credits.
Are you trying to buy me off like some poor victim's family? Tell me, why did the technology department pay to sweep this under the rug?
300 million? I know you've always needed money. For cryosleep, supporting the families of fallen comrades, and for treating those who survived. Isn't this exactly what strategic investment is about? Putting money in the hands of those who need it?
I'm not your lackey, Intellitron. Tell me the answer.
500 million? I could pretend there's a glitch in my calculation process and make it a cool billion for you. Money or answer? Your call.
I want the answer.
Oh, an unexpected choice. It defies my usual understanding of your decision tree. Note, I say this without sarcasm or ridicule. The answer is, I don't know much. Hard to believe, perhaps. But as CEO, my power isn't unlimited. Besides, the Herald of Death affair lies 15 years in the past. This world is like an unfinished game of chess that's been dragging on for years. The hidden moves laid by the previous player keep becoming my challenges. Even today.
But since you've invited me to finish this game together, sharing intel is a must.
Reasonable. I'll share what I know about the answer. Marcus Antali, the Herald of Death. Last member of the Intelligentsia Guild, School of Evolutionary Perfection. 5 years ago, his identity was confirmed, and he was executed. Note, executed in every sense of the word. Miss Yabali, head of the technology department, took possession of his belongings. And even I don't have the clearance to access those records.
No wonder. So, that guy was practically IPC personnel, give or take. That also explains why the technology department shelled out the compensation. Yet, the method behind this latest killing is identical to the one from years ago. If the Herald of Death is truly dead...
A serial killer coming back from the dead is the least of our worries. Even if a serial killer does come back to life, he's still just a serial killer who's been shut out of the Ionic game. What's more concerning is this. Someone wants to exploit the legacy of the Herald of Death. Miss Yabali took away everything that man left behind, except for the fear he instilled in the people of this world. And during the Phantasmoon Games, not only can miracles trigger wish power, but fear too. Based on my extrapolations, the appearance of this new Herald of Death might mark the beginning of the festival spiraling out of control.
No wonder you're in such a hurry to end the games.
Mr. Ashvale, I've always respected you. But right now, I need to rely on your strength even more.
Respect. When I was younger, what I really wanted was to make the IPC fear me. The passage of time's not exactly kind, is it? Deal, Madam Pearl. But I will require one more form of compensation. Whoever this new Herald of Death is, I must deliver justice with my own hands. This time, there won't be any lengthy interrogation.
By the authority vested in me as CEO of Planar Cadia, I pardon all crimes committed in the course of your revenge. Go ahead and do what you must, Mr. Ashvale.
My friend, I don't blame you, but I'm done being a breathing dead weight. So do me a favor and pay me back for that drink with this bullet.
Just do it, you coward! Let me die as a Galaxy Ranger before I turn into a monster of abundance!
But, shoot me. I beg you. My Skybo above. May you have a pleasant dream.
Not knowing who you are, not knowing why you exist here, that isn't life.
In ancient times, humanity's daily goal was to obtain 2,000 calories of food. Humans back then knew they were just one member of the animal kingdom. They understood why they migrated, hunted, gathered. But now, in an era where you can get food delivered to your door with just a tap of your finger, effortlessly achieving that 2,000 calorie goal, humanity has lost its way like never before. Tell me, will the Phantasmoon Games bring a new direction to this world, Ashvale?
What's wrong with getting food with just the tap of your finger? Don't tell me you want to go back to the days when everyone was starving and at the mercy of the harvest. 2,000 calories are pointless, but just for survival. It's the goals beyond 2,000 calories that define humanity. And the Phantasmoon Games holds up a mirror to humanity, allowing them to see their truest selves. I'm just a detective. Ask me such a profound question again next time, and I'll charge extra.
My apologies. I just heard you joined the Phantasmoon Games and couldn't resist asking for your thoughts. You've met Madame Pearl, huh?
She dumped this hot potato of the Herald of Death on me.
On us. Judging by your expression, it seems less like a hot potato and more like a sweet fruit.
Because I have a lead now. I think the key lies in the word copycat. To prevent copycats, you kept the Herald of Death's modus operandi from 15 years ago under wraps. Which means...
There's only a few people who could reproduce this killing method with such precision. The investigators from the Security Bureau and the Department of Aberration Defense at the time, and those directly involved in the Herald of Death case.
Detective Kuchiba, I've heard that you've devoted considerable time to researching the crimes from the Phantasmoon Games.
So, I'm the prime suspect now. Is that it?
Just a bit of minor deduction. After all, murderers always love to return to the scene of the crime. Isn't it coincidental that you happen to be standing right before my eyes?
That's not deduction. It's a conjecture at best. As for investigating those two categories of suspects, we've been doing that for a long time already. It's been 15 years. The relevant people and the victims' families have all gone their separate ways. Tracking them down now won't be easy.
Yeah. After losing their loved ones in such a cruel way, their hearts were shattered. Many couldn't bear to stay in Dovebrook District and chose to move away. I remember seeing that in the case files you sent me. They even formed a mutual aid society for the victims.
I wonder, after all these years, have they managed to heal the wounds in their hearts?
Maybe they have. After all, they go by a new name now. The Research Society of Happy Smiles.
Ah, you mean that charity with the slogan, Healing Smiles, Healing Arcadias?
Before he died, Costide mentioned that group to me. He said quite a few young people in the gang left without looking back, just to join them. So I thought, maybe we should start by looking into their rivals.
The Research Society of Happy Smiles, huh? A charity that helps people escape their pain and find happiness, offering free counseling, medical care, all of that good stuff. Sounds like they've turned over a new leaf. How could you call them rivals to the underworld?
I dug a little deeper into them and found something interesting.
You mean your monkey dug up something interesting, right?
Okay. Mr. N dug up something interesting. Have you heard the name of the sponsor behind the Research Society? Her name's Full Wish.
That name rings a bell. Wait, isn't she the boss of Full Wish TV? I think she was one of the survivors of Graphia Academy too. This is getting a little too coincidental. Just like every case you've accidentally cracked before. Mr. Ashvale, should I compliment your keen instincts or your incredible luck?
Luck's a part of a detective's toolkit too. Anyway, whether Full Wish is guilty or not, we won't know until we look into her. That's why I asked you here.
Dovebrook District New Life Project. Public Recruitment and Mental Healing Seminar at the Research Society of Happy Smiles. And she's the speaker? Holding a seminar at a place meant to bury past trauma. The very site of 2 bloody incidents. Miss Fullwish's audacity is certainly impossible to ignore.
So what are we waiting for? It's time to drag Dovebrook District's old skeletons out into the light.
Are you talking? Yeah, I'm almost there.
I want more happiness.
This place is buzzing. Are they all here waiting for Full Wish to grant their wishes?
A rich person like Full Wish can make most people's wildest dreams come true with the snap of her fingers. I'm less curious about who she'll help than what she wants for herself.
If money could really accomplish everything, the IPC wouldn't be eyeing this world. My bet, I'm sure that Full Wish wishes the tragedy 15 years ago never happened. Erasing history. Can the laughter really pull it off?
In past victory records, there have been countless and often bizarre instances where the victor used the elation's authority to change reality. You have to understand, the Phantasmoon Games isn't just some wish-granting lamp. What makes it irresistible is that it turns the one who wishes into the genie.
That's quite alluring. Have you heard about the noblest worm Aha made godlike? It became the happiest creature in existence. Happy enough to burst apart, leaving no intact body behind.
Your knowledge of these unofficial records is enough to rival ours. Since you see things so clearly, Mr. Ashvale, why sign up for the games?
Miss Kochiba, is that a rhetorical question? Or are you fishing for a confession?
Fishing. Don't be afraid. Now that you're a supplicant, public officials like me no longer have any authority over you. I'm guessing what you want goes beyond a straightforward act of revenge. Beyond a vigilante execution carried out in public. If you were only out to avenge friends, with or without the Phantasmoon Games, someone like you would toss laws and decorum aside and do what needs to be done. So tell me, Mr. Ashvale, what do you actually hope to get from the games?
Consider it a mystery. If I make it to the end, you'll know the answer before Aha does.
Well then, I'd be honored. Just don't let your wish ruin our lives here.
Daily life here fits like a tailored prison uniform. Wear it too long and you forget what your bones should feel like. Ugh. It's time to break free. Look at these prisoners of routine before us. Full Wish hasn't shown up yet. Let's talk with the members of the Research Society. Maybe we can coax something useful out of them.
I got called into another chat with the boss today. Never thought he'd care about me this much. Everyone is smiling at me. The office feels downright cheerful. These days, I go home, change my baby boy's diaper, help my daughter with her homework, prepare tomorrow's lunch, and clean up the house. It's hard to describe how satisfying that feels. When Emma left me, she must have left the kids to me for my own happiness. When I look back, I realize I was someone who had it good, and I never understood how lucky I was.
Right? All thanks to Miss Foolish. Yesterday, during my tumor removal, the anesthesia wore off halfway through. I squinted and watched the doctors pull all kinds of things out of my stomach. There was this lump still twitching when they cut it out. I used to be too weak to even get out of bed, but after the society's treatment, I am almost ready to walk out of the hospital.
Isn't that amazing? Oh, I kind of want to see someone slice me open too. It should be fun.
Hey, did you two hear about the Sinwish Syndicate?